Good afternoon, respected Honorable Pathak ji, Richard Paes sir, Neil Latan sir, Anil Vaghela ji, and other dignitaries sitting on the dais and off the dais, and of course the participants of this seminar who are the resident director of this academic event. Well, at the outset, let me thank the organizing committee to give me an opportunity to interact with you. And of course, I'm supposed to share with you right now the journey of sociology of sanitation during 2013 and 2023. So I'm going to discuss something related to a journey of a decade of sociology of sanitation. Of course, I was also part of the first National Conference of Sociology of Sanitation, which was held in 2013. And right now we are participating in 2023. So this is how we are going to discuss. Well, if we start with the issue, in the beginning of the new year, we all have witnessed number of news items which was related to Josimat. The print and electronic media, they went on showing the number of things related to cracks on the roads, cracks on the walls pertaining to Josimat. Of course, the media personnel, they shown rightly because of the TRP and other purposes, the cracks of the walls. But we, the social science students, are supposed to see the cracks pertaining in the society, and it proved that yes, development is not in every case considered as panacea for the development. Development should necessarily be in close connection with the norms, patterns, values of the society. It should be in tune with the environmental requirement of the particular area. It is not always that development at any cost. Of course not. There is nothing like one-size-fits-all policy so far as sanitation is concerned or environment is concerned. If we talk about the pertaining issue of the sanitation, as we all know that if we come across the latest data of NFHS 5, when it was asked that only 70% household, they are having access to purified water. I mean, only in 70% household, they are able to get the water which is purified. And of course, it is a matter of pleasure that in NFHS 4, it was just 49. So there is improvement in the data, but still it is not satisfactory. So far as another information is concerned, as we all know that sanitation issue is not the way we consider. It is not so easy. And of course, we all know that in the world around, the diseases related to sanitation claims more lives than the gun claims the lives. So it is not simply related to that we are supposed to ignore it. While driving, we come across a number of times a message clearly written on the side glass of a mirror that objects in the mirror are closer than they appear. I repeat, objects in the mirror are closer than they appear. In the same way, negligence of sanitation seems dangerous than it appears. Generally, it is not visible. We are habituated of ignoring a number of things, but it is not so. And another issue related to sanitation is that it is not simply related to medical science. It is not simply related to money. In his magnum opus Asian Drama, Gunnar Myrdal clearly talks about that sanitation issue is not simply related to scarce of resources, but it is related to lack of awareness. So it is not, if we consider that it is simply that we are not able to afford, or it is simply related to economy, it is not like that. It is totally based on the lack of resources, which we keep on talking about these days, that how our social intervention and how we are supposed to place it in society, and that's why we, the students of sociology, are discussing the issue. So far as sociology and sanitation is concerned, of course, in Marriott clearly written in the wrote in 1896 in American Journal of Sociology, sanitation and sociology. That was the beginning of the mixing between the sanitation and sociology. But we, the students of sociology, talk about Thomas Kuhn's paradigm shift. So 2013 was a paradigm shift when Honorable Pathak ji introduced the sociology of sanitation in National Conference. Of course, we all know that he was well involved as action sociologist in action aspect of the sociology.
but the nomenclature, sociology of sanitation, that's why it is not that he is simply considered as father of sociology of sanitation, but he also gives the motherly treatment to the nurturing of the sociology of sanitation. That's why we every time keep on witnessing his active involvement. We may keep on thinking, those who are participants staying in different hotels, they think of that we have to start early in the morning at night hour at the 9, and again we will come back at 9, and we are witnessing that Hon'ble Pathak ji is also in every moment he enjoys, because he knows that how to nurture a discipline. Introducing discipline is one thing, and nurturing the discipline is another thing. So sociology of sanitation, it started in 2013, the same national conference, number of participants from different parts of India, they were there, and in that the father of sociology introduced the term sociology of sanitation. The definition is clearly given in that, and you will find that my full article is already there in the abstract book. So definition and other details you may easily go through, those who are interested in that. After that, when he introduced, perhaps Honorable Pathak ji is influenced by W.B. Yeats' statement that education is not the filling of a pail, but the lighting of a lamp. So Honorable Pathak ji ignited the minds of the sociologists across the India and the world that yes, sociology is deeply related to sanitation, and sanitation and sociology cannot be compartmentalized. These two are interrelated. If we have to understand the society, we cannot ignore the sanitation and related aspects, because sanitation is not simply related to cleanliness, but caste, gender, number of other issues are related, which all these issues are clearly mentioned as theoretical aspect we discuss in the classes we teach as a teacher, we learn as a student, but there is an urgent need of connecting these two things. So he ignited the minds of the sociologists everywhere, and in that way it started the journey in 2013. After the completion of the national conference, the workshop was organized where the scholars of repute, they were there, and the number of textbooks were written. Richard Pius Sahab, Vaghela ji, Nagala ji, Ashish Saxena ji is there. Number of scholars, they wrote the books on that, and after that, number of books have been written on sociology of sanitation, action sociology. So that was just as the paradigm shift is started. Then again, it was the need of introducing the subject in different universities. So it was introduced, and fortunately, we all know that today we reach to 25 universities. Spread of, as we all know that we the student of sociology, we know that the spread of sociology was itself very slow. Spread of sociology in India was very slow, and compared to that, even during 10 years, spread of sociology of sanitation compared to that is very fast, that in just 10 years, it reached to 25 universities. And not only it's just simply that it reached to 25 universities, but such action, such activities compelled those who were the planners of the national education policy, that they used 5 times the term sanitation in the National Education Policy 2020. And those who are aware with the National Education Policy, in the first National Education Policy in 1968, there was no term like sanitation. Another second National Education Policy 1986, there was no term called sanitation, but in third National Education Policy 2020, there are 5 times they use the term sanitation. It not only indicates that effort made by in the field of the sociology of sanitation, but across the world, across the academia, the term is realized that yes, we are supposed to understand the importance of sanitation. So the books were written, then the other number of other steps were taken by the Honorable Pathak ji, that it spread the message. Then number of programs were taken in Delhi, Gujarat, Bihar, Karnataka. Number of conferences were held related to sanitation, so that number of students, number of faculty members should get the benefit of these conferences, and they should also come to know that okay, there is one special branch called Sociology of Sanitation, so they will come to know regarding that. Then it was also realized that sometimes the faculty members would also be trained. So as you all know that most of the universities they are having the HRDC, Human Resource Center of the university, where the newly appointed faculty members are being trained. So more than 5 or 6 faculty development programs, number of lectures were given on sociology of sanitation, just to inform others, the newly appointed faculty members of different Indian universities, that there is one branch called sociology of sanitation, and if they start realizing the importance of sanitation, perhaps they will spread the message of sociology of sanitation also. And then, of course, I myself developed 10 courses on sociology of sanitation, different aspects of sociology of sanitation, and it is for the Swayam Prabha channel. So as per the schedule, the Swayam Prabha channel will telecast it, and once as per schedule they will telecast it, then it will be in the public domain for free. It will be available on the YouTube channels. So 10 lectures of sociology of sanitation were also developed as part of the sanitation. Because why we all know that the importance of sociology of sanitation is that it touches upon all the issues related to sociology. For example, if we talk about sanitation, it is closely related to caste. Of course, caste simply, as just mentioned by him, that it is not simply we are supposed to go beyond the homo hierarchicus, we are supposed to go beyond the purity, impurity, we are supposed to go beyond that luduma, beyond the sacred and profane of Emil Durkheim. But at the same time, we are supposed to actually know the meaning of the Verstehen explained by Max Weber. We all know that Max Weber talks about the Verstehen, that well, Verstehen means placing ourselves to others' position to know the ground reality. For others, those who are not from sociology background, when they see the picture of Hon'ble Pathak ji with that carrying the night soil, that may be a picture, but we, the sociology student, can understand that, well, Verstehen goes beyond that, placing ourselves to know the ground reality. Perhaps that was the step taken by Hon'ble Pathak ji to know the feelings of, that is known as empathetic understanding, that, well, how do they feel? So simply the Verstehen is not for the learning that, yes, it's a theory, but we are supposed to learn that we can also place ourselves to understand, and in that particular way, only then we can understand that how sanitation is closely related to caste factor also. And when we talk about the caste factor, we are already understand that how caste factor, Usha Chaumarji is sitting there, that how can a caste can be converted to this particular fact, to that particular fact. Same way as caste is related to that, we should feel that at empathetic understanding, and we have, as part of our tradition, we are having number of thoughts related to, for example, Atmavat Sarva Bhutesu. We are supposed to understand that if they cannot do anything, or we think that I will not do that, number of times there is a message of the railway station, आप जिसकी ओर देखना नहीं चाहते हैं, आप ही की तरह कोई आदमी उसको छूता है या उसकी गंदगी को साफ करता है. This is just the message that do not spread the dirt and etc. So we are supposed to learn that how is caste related to sanitation, which is closely related to sociology. Same gender and sanitation, but of course my tomorrow's session is dedicated to gender and sanitation, so I will touch upon that issue at then there. Simple logic is that we are having a number of tradition related to sociology of sanitation, whether it is Chanakya's Arthashastra, whether it is the historical aspects, or even in our culture. It is not like that after the arrival of COVID-19 we started using that wash your hands, wash your hands. We are having number of traditions, even the taking food we are having, and we go beyond the MDG and SDG, that external cleanliness, we go beyond that. We think about that internal purity, external purity, we think about the mansa vacha karmana pavitrita, which goes beyond simply the external purification or external cleanliness. So we are simply supposed to realize, we are simply supposed to pay more attention to values compared to valuables. Unfortunately, we pay attention on valuables, and sometimes valuables means material things. Valuables may create problem for environment, but if we concentrate on values, it may be useful for not only sociology of sanitation, but for ourselves also. And when we think that ourselves, it should be, sometimes what happens, we are very smart. Of course, smartness is always good, but we are not supposed to be over smart. What we do, unfortunately, we think that this is my area, this area should be cleaned, and I will throw the garbage and other things to that area. But environment is not like that. If we throw garbage in that area, we are supposed to be influenced by that. And again, if we talk about the sociology, as a student of sociology, we know that we are having the dramaturgical analysis of Erving Goffman. He talks about the front region and back region. So front region means the so-called, in normal word we can say that formal life, and informal life is back region. We are very careful that, okay, I am being observed, so I will maintain that purity, I will be use dustbin, etc. But the moment we enter into the back region of the Erving Goffman or informal life, we just change our behavior. So we are supposed to understand that what we expect from others, or what we think that, well, in formal life what we are doing, in off the record or when we are not in public place, we are also supposed to maintain the same dignity, we are also supposed to maintain same thing. And in that particular context, we should know that, yes, we are supposed to do all those things that we can, and it is not only necessary for us, but it will be helpful for our society also. Here, so when we teach sociology of sanitation in class, as we all know that we keep on thinking about the values, because the number of values are there in the society, and that is the base of the sociology of sanitation, that how can we attach values with the study, only then it will be not only helpful for the employability and other things, and that we are supposed to practice in our lives also. For example, when we are roaming around the classes and other things, we are supposed to off the lights, we are not supposed to throw anything here and there. At the same time, when we are submitting the assignments, when we are getting the assignments as a teacher, we are not supposed to get assignments in the transparent file or the plastic cover, because we are supposed to understand that students are supposed to get marks on the content, not on the types of the assignments or the file or folder. In that way also we can save the environment. These are some of the issues which we can help. And of course, when we teach, for example, in our university, one of the 25 universities which are listed here, we offer sociology of sanitation as a core course, that is as a vocational course for the sociology students and social work students. So we are supposed to do the practice, and when we say that we are supposed to do the practice, we should learn. You might have observed this year, and every time Sulabh is habituated of showing that great gesture, that the way Vice Chancellor was facilitated, the same way even the faculty members and students, they get the same type of gesture. This is not simply that we should learn. Here, as a student of sociology of sanitation, what we see there, that juncture, that gesture we are supposed to learn, and that gesture we are supposed to imbibe in the personality traits. It is not simply that for the sake of doing that Hon'ble Pathak ji is doing. We should learn that there should not be discrimination at any layer. When you learn that there should not be any discrimination, you are also supposed to say the same thing. Only then we as a teacher will teach the students. There should not be any gap. There should not be any inimical or polemical relation between students and teachers. Unfortunately, these days it is emerging that, well, I am at this particular post, I should not carry forward this. And we are having wonderful that suggestion that is there in the Taittiriya Upanishad, and it says, Sahna vavatu sahnov naktu sahviryam karvavahe tejasvinavadhitamastu mavid vishavahe, unquote. It clearly says that there should not be any inimical relation between the teachers and taught. Suppose so that gesture we should learn that there should not be any hierarchy, only then we can spread the message of sociology of sanitation, because the students will learn that it is not only helpful for my employment angle, but it is also helpful for my gesture, my personality traits, and wherever I will go, that will be. So students are supposed to learn that we should imbibe the sanitation sensitive behavior in my personality traits, that will be helpful for them throughout the lives. Well, remaining things I am supposed to speak in other 2 sessions also. We will discuss. I am supposed to complete tonight. And finally, a note to all those who are there for learning the sociology of sanitation, as we keep on talking about the Mahatma Gandhi. So as he rightly suggests, you must be the change you wish to see in the world. Thank you. Thanks a lot for your patience sharing, and thanks a lot for giving me opportunity.